From weird objects to weird animals and beyond, join me as I reveal to you 15 of the creepiest things found in woods. Number 15. The chase. So imagine this. You're going through the woods one day and you hear something coming near you. You pause and try to determine what it is. You think it's just an animal, so you get your camera out and are ready to take the shot. But when the objects reveal themselves, you take the shot, and this is what you see. Yep, that doesn't look right, does it? Clearly there is a deer on the left side, and that's not creepy at all. But the things that chasing it, yeah, that's a different story. What exactly is this thing? We don't know, and we don't know where exactly the picture was taken. Rumors state that it might be the infamous Jersey Devil, while others think it could be some other kind of monster out there. The possibilities are near endless, but this kind of picture is the thing that keeps most people indoors at night. What do you think it is, or isn't? Also, do you think it caught the deer? 14. Baby doll head. It's definitely not uncommon for people to find toys in the woods. Kids play in them all the time, and sometimes leave them behind. Perfectly natural. What is not natural, however, is when a person goes into the woods and finds a doll's head. Just the head. And even creepier, finding the head without any hair on it, making it look more dead than anything else. The person who found this doll noted on Reddit that they looked around for the rest of the body, but nothing else was there, which means that either someone left that head there or something got to the doll and dismantled it before taking it away. Speaking of which, the person who found the doll's head, they went back by that same spot the next day. The head was gone. I leave you to determine what it all means. Number 13. Trail Cam Clown. There are numerous trails in numerous parks all over the world, and to those that want to help keep things safe and secure, they go and hide hidden cameras all over the trails. This helps keep park rangers and other officials in the loop, as well as giving them a glimpse as to what is happening all over the park. And that would be fine, except one of these hidden cameras caught a clown looking right at it one day, and it arguably is one of the scariest things you're going to see all day. I mean, what's more terrifying than clowns? Yes, there are, and we all know it. But especially with it being out in theaters once more for its second chapter, the notion of clowns being scary is more prevalent than ever. Why was this clown there? What was it doing? How did it know about the camera? Was this just a prank for the people behind the camera, or something else? Before we try and creep you out some more, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss out on our weekly videos. 12. Gravestone. On the surface, finding a gravestone or tombstone in the woods doesn't sound too odd, mainly because there are people who live in the woods, and there are often people who like to be buried in the woods because of the fact that public cemeteries aren't for them. It happens. However, near Santa Cruz one time, a person was walking through the woods when they found a gravestone that wasn't attached to any particular grave. On the gravestone read the name Marie Holmes. Curious, the person looked up the name and found that this woman had killed herself in 1898 and that the gravestone from her burial place had disappeared. So that raises a lot of questions, don't you think? Why did the tombstone disappear? Why did it end up in the woods of Santa Cruz? And why hadn't it been discovered before then? Mysteries abound. Number 11. The Second Man. If you were to look at this picture straight on, you wouldn't think too much about it more than likely, because on it is a man standing on the edge of a cliff intentionally and looking directly at the camera. No doubt to pose and get a great shot. We've all done it before. But if you look just to the left of the man, you'll notice that he's not alone. There is someone in the trees just to the left of him, and they too are looking at the camera. This raises so many questions. First off, if you look at the pic itself, you'll notice that it's not a digital photograph. There's a crease on the top right corner. meaning it was taken on a regular camera, printed, and then scanned to a computer, which means that this isn't fake, or very highly not fake. And if it isn't, what the heck is that guy doing there hiding in the trees? It's possible the camera person didn't notice them until later on, but still, that's creepy. 10. Is it raining? Reddit is a very interesting place to get stories, and one Redditor revealed that one time when they were going through the woods that she felt rain coming down on her. And when she went to wipe it off of her, she found herself looking at blood. Knowing it wasn't hers, her and her friends looked up to see that there was a dead deer up in a tree, one that was half eaten at the time they saw it. Which begs the question, what killed it? What's more, how did they get the deer up the tree? Also, why eat it up there? It's hard to say. It's possible it could have been a big cat like a mountain lion. They are used to high places. Either way, that's not something you'd want to find on a trip to the woods. Number 9. Plane crash. While we don't have the particular details on this specific plane crash, we do know that this one was indeed found in the woods, and that it's the remains of a plane that took off from Siberia and then crashed in Russia eventually. None of the passengers survived, and no one even knew where the plane crash landed before it was found like this. By that time, the bodies of the passengers were beyond recognition. Could you imagine stumbling upon something like this? Because I can't. 8. Clowns again. Oh, thought we were done with the clown stories? Not so much. In Greenville, South Carolina, there was a string of strange incidents involving kids and clowns. Yes, that does sound like the story of It, but let's move on. According to the kids, there were multiple clowns in the area, and they were trying to lure the kids into the woods via money, which is weird because candy seems like a more classic option, but whatever. Apparently, there were a lot of kids who almost went into the woods, but instead they went and told the police about what was going on. The police never found anything about the clowns, which makes it all the more creepy. Was this some whacked out plan to kidnap children? Or something worse? I don't know, and honestly, I don't really want to know. Just glad there weren't any red balloons involved. 7. Girl and the deer. Don't worry, this isn't a case of the deer being chased by the girl. However, this trail cam photo shows a very weird thing going on. Because there was a little girl in this picture, and she's really close to 2 deer. Granted, it is possible to sneak up on deer, but it's possible this camera caught that moment before the deer fled. You can even see the female deer looking at the girl while the buck is full-on deer in headlights at the camera. But if you think about it, that's not the creepy part. The creepy part is the fact that this girl is in the woods in the middle of the night by herself. Look at what she's wearing. That's not casual wear, that looks like nightwear, which makes it all the more weird that she's out there at all. Also, I fear for the deer, just saying. 6. Message in the snow. Have you ever written anything in the snow? You know, just for fun? Left a message, wrote your name, anything? Good. Then you'll understand why this is creepy. One Redditor was going through the woods once in winter and realized that someone had written something in the snow. Not creepy per se, until you realize 2 things. First, the message that was written wasn't in English, rather it was in Latin. And 2, the message had no footprints near it, yet the person could tell that the message was only a few hours old. So who made it? How did they do it without leaving a trace of them being there? Yeah, exactly. But just as curious was what the message translated to. Through audacity towards the unknown. That could be taken many different ways, but in all ways, it's still creepy. Number 5, through the fog. There is never a bad time per se to take a photo with friends, even if that means huddling together and taking a picture in the woods when it's really foggy outside, and basically starting the chain of events that'll lead to a horror movie. Okay, I kid, kind of. Because if you look at this picture, everything seems fine, until you look to the right and notice that in the distance there is something else there, hiding within the fog. Creepy? Oh yeah, but you technically can explain it. One, it could have been a member of their party who had been walking ahead of them, or it could have been another random person walking through the woods. Here's the thing. The people who took the picture didn't have anyone else in their group, and they claim that they didn't see anyone else in the woods that day. So, who was in that picture? 4. Campsite or 1? When it comes to parks you can camp in, there are rules and areas that you need to observe and stay in. You can't just randomly go and plop up a place for yourself anywhere in the woods. It's actually illegal. Anyway, one day a park ranger was going through some woods when he spotted a campsite out of the areas that are allowed. So he went to go and see who was there. To his surprise, though, no one was there. All of their campsites were set up, including a sleeping bag, some food, clothing, and most curious of all, a teddy bear, which would make you think that there was a family there. The ranger noted that this was just enough stuff for one person. Yet they weren't there, so what happened to them? Why were they there in the first place? Number 3, smiling before dying. Okay, this particular picture is creepy in all sorts of ways. Take a look and get some thoughts on it for yourself. See what I mean? And yeah, your eyes don't deceive you. This is a picture of an actual execution that happened out in the woods once. Specifically, the man on the right was a Russian spy who had been caught by Finland and was sentenced to death. So, why is he smiling? Sadly, he knew he was going to die and saw the picture being taken, so he felt that the only way out of the situation in terms of feeling something was to be smiling before dying. It's creepy that he did that, but also understandable. I think the creepiest part, though, was that Finland thought that they needed a picture of this moment. I mean, really? 2. Bloody cabin. For some hikers, they prefer to sleep outside in the wilderness and enjoy the wonders of nature. For 2 friends and a brother, though, they knew there was a local cabin nearby and decided instead to go and stay there. But when they got to that cabin, they found some stuff that they didn't expect. First and foremost, the cabin was very filthy, which meant that there had been people before, which was proven by a variety of broken bottles as well as food bags ripped open and thrown everywhere. It was gross, but not creepy per se. That moment came when one of the friends went out behind the cabin. They saw a series of bloody clothes on the ground, and next to it was a roll of duct tape. That's a very odd combination, and they were all freaked out. They would have went to the police immediately, except a storm was coming, so they waited until morning and filed the report. What happened in that cabin? We're not likely to find out. Number 1, Island of the Dolls. The Island of the Dolls is arguably one of the most terrifying places known in the world today, and it's said to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl. You see, a man once found a girl dead in the nearby river to the island. To try and bring her spirit peace, he put some dolls in the trees for her spirit to play with. Others got in on this, and the island became adorned with dolls. Years later, all the dolls are withered and are incredibly creepy. Many accounts say that the dolls actually move on their own, thus making it one of the many haunted places in the world. Oh, and the guy who found the girl's body, he was found dead in the same river. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think of these creepy things found in the woods? Which story or picture creeped you out the most? You have your own story of finding something creepy in the woods? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.